Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Monica Melpass, and welcome. We're going to be talking about SMX today, and with us is Alon, the CEO and founder, as well as Zeren Browne, the Chief Strategy Officer. Thank you so much for being here. Very exciting times. Tell me a little bit about what SMX is all about.
Thank you, and good morning. We give materials memory. We mark them at point of origin, at product, and at waste, and by that we enable companies to maintain two factors aligned: growth and sustainability.
Well, that's a big, tall order that you're filling for a lot of companies, and I know it applies to fashion as well. So let's talk a little bit about sustainability and circularity on your products and how that matters. Tell me about that.
So currently, I think for the fashion industry, the thing is circularity and sustainability is moving from a nice to have, a good practice, and now it's moving towards something that is, I guess, legally required, and the regulations are pretty much coming in. So for example, in the EU, they're currently assessing a whole suite of different policies that will change the way the fashion industry will operate. So for example, you have the new product design requirements, where it requires fashion brands to use a higher rate of recycled materials and to give customers, more of a transparency in regards to the supply chain.
Okay, interesting. And you have technologically a lot of offers that can make that easy, the production of that, as well as what you said, sustainability that help the consumers in the end. How so?
Well, see, the brilliant thing about the SMX technology is that we're able to mark all kinds of materials. So if you look at the fashion brand, the fashion brand offers a whole range of different products to their customers. So from clothing, ready to wear, to footwear, to accessories like sunglasses, to watch and jewelry, as well as cosmetics and fragrances.
Okay.
So for a fashion brand, what's important for them is the ability to give consumers the ability to know where all the raw materials that made up all these products come from. So for example, they'll know where the origination is of, let's say, where the cottons come from, where the wools come from the clothing, all the way through to where the gold or the silver came from their jewelry pieces. So this is to give them a better insight into where the company has produced as well. All the way through to the amount of, I guess, recycled materials within the final product itself.
So how does SMX help fashion brands comply with all the regulatory requirements? That's a very difficult piece for almost any company.
So with our technology, because we're able to mark at a molecular level, we're able to verify where the raw materials have come from. And so that's the many, I guess, regulations where you have to, I guess, prove to consumers where did the material come from. Then I guess the other one is, I would say, what are you using? What materials are you actually using within the final product? Is it something that contains a lot of microfibers, the amount of plastics within, things that are concerning for the environment? Then of course the last thing is the amount of recycled content, which is a big topic around the world, where we want to use more and more of the recycled content. And so with our technology, we're able to verify both qualitative and quantitative aspect of it. So for many companies, it is not paper-based. Auditing is proof scientifically, and so this is basically evidence that can stand up in the court of law.
Right. Do government agencies, though, seem to change their regulations? It must be a moving target sometimes, which is such a challenge for a company. I
think, yes, you're very right there. Currently, I think we're still in early days where, policies are being formed, the fashion industry is being consulted on many different levels, because it is a big challenge to get everyone moving towards a more circular model.
For the fashion and luxury industry, we have an humble offer of adding the layer of sustainability to the long-lasting heritage of values that they have with maintaining growth and profitability. As was announced, we're pushing everything related to gold, standardization, and ethical sourcing, and for aluminum and non-ferrous metals.
Okay.
And obviously, we are very active in everything related to plastics and plastic circularity. So those 4 key growth areas are where we are going to roll out our technology. And as we like to say, don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
And we wish you continued success at SMX.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching.
Clean Vision Corporation is a holding company for sustainable assets. And with me is Dan Bates, the CEO of Clean Vision, to explain a little bit more about the company.
We have 2 companies under our portfolio right now. One is Clean Seas, which focuses on plastic recycling, chemical recycling, turning plastic waste into clean fuels. Okay. The other company that we have is called EcoCell, and that is a licensed technology from Kingsbury Power, which focuses on creating a hydrogen-based fuel cell.
Well, certainly we've been hearing a lot about hydrogen power lately, and I think the government is really trying to push these hydrogen hubs. So there's definitely a lot of activity there. Now, what is the PCN? Explain that, and why is that important?
Yeah, that's the key to what Clean Seas does. The 2018 national sword policy was started in China, closing their borders to accepting recyclable material. That created a huge problem for the developed world. What are they going to do with this stuff now? I saw that as an opportunity to create a network of conversion facilities, pyrolysis facilities, to divert the plastic waste from landfills or incineration. So we now have a network, a global network of facilities that we are either going to be setting up or have already set up around the world that will start diverting plastic waste from these developed nations and convert it into clean fuels. Hopefully, within the next year and a half, we will be converting that into hydrogen.
Interesting. Where are these facilities now? Where are you looking?
So we've got our first facility was set up in India as part of the PCN, but more of a research and development arm of the Indian government. And they're helping us optimize pyrolysis reaction and turn that into clean hydrogen. The first true PCN facility is set up in Morocco in our partnership with EcoSynergy Group, which we recently acquired. So that in Agadir, Morocco, we currently have 20 tons a day of processing capability. And by, call it early summer this year, we'll be up to 120 tons with the addition of 2 new pieces of equipment. That facility is accepting waste plastic under contract from France and Spain at almost 1 million tons a year. We've got other facilities under LOI and or contract in Turkey, in France, in Sri Lanka. We're expanding India. And then here domestically, we have projects set up in Massachusetts, in Michigan, in Arizona with the Walton Foundation, and in Puerto Rico. So in the aggregate, if you think about it, a pyrolysis facility that's already established doing 100 tons a day, and that's about the average right now, right, for established competitors, if you will. If you combine all of the capacity that we have under LOI or contract, we're at 2,600 tons a day, 26 times larger than our nearest competitor as we sit here today.
Interesting. And you've just really kind of begun, it sounds like. So,
Oh, yeah. Just starting out. Yeah.
Are you generating revenue yet?
So we are generating revenue out of Morocco, and we expect that by early summer, we'll be in the, $500,000, $750,000 a month range.
Yeah. And then what is EcoCell?
So we take pure hydrogen, 99.9% pure, and we store that and run it through the fuel cell to create clean electricity. You take a fuel cell and put it alongside a building, for instance, that needs clean energy. Now we can produce clean electricity 24/7, 365, right? Because solar panels only work when the sun is shining, right? Wind turbines only work when the wind is blowing. Hydrogen can produce clean energy around the clock.
So tell me about the future and where you see Clean Vision, say, in 5 years.
I want to get Clean Seas into the business of producing clean hydrogen from waste plastic. That's our goal, so that we have an end-to-end clean economy, right? We're taking plastic waste, diverting it from incineration or landfill, and instead of using electrolysis, which is very energy intense, takes a lot of electricity to create clean hydrogen and a lot of water using electrolysis, we can do it through cracking of the syngas produced in the pyrolysis reaction, so that we can be a market leader in a clean hydrogen economy, and the benefit of taking all of that waste that might have ended up in the ocean or incinerated or end up in our landfills, and mitigate that waste stream and produce something of great value.
Fascinating. And there's so many interesting things going on with this. And, we appreciate, companies like you and researchers working on all these solutions. So thank you so much, Dan, for joining us and talking about Clean Vision.
Thank you very much for having me.
Research efforts to discover new antibiotics have stalled. New antibiotics were discovered and developed at a breathtaking pace. Enter AccuRx Pharmaceuticals. They are a biopharmaceutical company focused on developing new antibiotics for difficult-to-treat infections such as MRSA, VRE, and DRSP. We face new threats every day, big and small. AccuRx Pharma is on the front lines of health using technology to help us treat tomorrow's infections today. AccuRx Pharmaceuticals.
Avenir Wellness Solutions is a broad platform tech company that's using unique ingredients to come up with various wellness products and solutions. And with me is the CEO, Nancy Duitch, to talk more about the company. So let's start with the name change because you were CURR Pharmaceuticals, now Avenir. So explain the strategy and what was behind that decision.
Well, thanks for having me back again.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Well, the company, CURR Pharmaceutical, was a niche pharmaceutical company, and we have really converted that to what I believe they really were, which was a broad platform technology company. But it's so much easier to get approvals for wellness products, and that's the business we're in. We have such great distribution. We're in Walmart, we're in Amazon, we're in CVS, we're in Target.com. We've got great distribution. Our D2C business is really booming. Mm-hmm. And so for us, really being able to get a product to market in a few months or a year is so much easier in the wellness part of the business.
I see.
So the whole intent was, how can we drive revenue into the company and eventually profitability? And the way to do that is through wellness, which is a much bigger category anyway.
Yeah, and explain the products that you have.
We are really very fortunate to be in the ingestible, in a new delivery system that I think is really mind-blowing. We have a product line called NutriStrips, which are a sleep product called Sleep ASAP. We have an energy product, we have vitamin D3, and we have a recovery product. And what's interesting about those products is that you put the strip on your tongue and it immediately goes into your body, bypasses the gut and the liver, so you're getting the bioavailability of 80 or 90% of the product, as opposed to if you take it in a pill form, every time you open up a bottle, what happens? Oxygen gets in. What does oxygen do? It degrades the product. So you're not getting very much much of the product, and it destroys a lot of the nutrients. We also have a clean plant-based product line called Ceratoppical Revolution, and that product is actually in about 1,800 Walmart stores. We do a great job on Amazon. On our website, ceralabshealth.com, we really have a phenomenal, fabulous D2C business with that line, and everything is not just clean and plant-based, but we have science behind everything to allow the ingredients to go into the lower dermal layers of your skin. So if you look at the ingredients of most plant-based products, they use alcohol to get the ingredients through. We use P3P, which is a tripeptide, to get the ingredients through.
Interesting.
And so it actually goes to the lower dermal layers of the skin, so it really actually works. And the reviews that we've had have just been phenomenal.
Yeah, and Nicole Kidman is a spokesperson, is that the right term?
No, she's not a spokesperson.
Okay. Explain that relationship.
She's a global brand ambassador and
Okay.
strategic partner to the company. She's fabulous, and she really does a lot for the company. We do a lot of press together. She posts on her social media for us. We have a ton of video of her with our products. She loves our products. In fact, Nicole's the one that actually wanted us to put vanilla essence, which is a plant-based scent, into our products. And she helped name the products as well.
Yeah. Now, how did that relationship come about?
Oh, my son has a very close friend who's an agent at CAA, and he basically called me one day and said, why don't we talk to Nicole Kidman? And I said, not a chance. And he said, she really likes your products. And I said, okay, well, if she wants to call me, that's great, but I don't think we can afford her. And he said, I think you can. Yeah. And Nick and I talked for hours the first time. We developed a relationship, and it just was a very authentic, and natural transition for us to become business partners. Yeah. And she's been fantastic. And by the way, as beautiful, if not more beautiful in person, inside and outside.
Oh, nice. And then finally, do you have any plans to uplist?
That's always the goal. But first, I want to make sure that I build out the whole foundation of the company. I want to make sure that we are in a place that I don't want to be that company that goes on to an uplist and falls the next day. I want to be that company that has a trajectory that goes up. And that's what's really important to me. So we're going to take our time and we're going to do this right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you, Jane.
Yeah, thanks.
The Sustainable Green Team is a leading provider of environmentally conscious solutions in the arbor care, disposable, and recycling industry. We are a green manufacturer of green waste to usable product solutions. We recently partnered with VRM Biologic, which has manufacturing and distribution rights for the world-leading soil moisture technology, HumiSoil. Find us on OTCQX as the stock ticker SGTM. The time to invest in the future of sustainability is now for this generation and future generations.
Soil is a living organism, but humanity has been destroying it, causing negative global impacts. Fertilizers come from a time where there was no understanding of long-term effects on our soil. For many, it was a miracle. But now, after years of using synthetic fertilizers, the effect on soil quality has become very apparent. Fertilizers reduce the needed content of organic matter, known as humus. You could think of humus as a battery of the soil. It's where the energy is stored, the energy that the soil life needs to do its work. Without the humus, it is almost impossible to receive natural soil recovery. Our health and the health of our planet are connected to soil. The solution, it's very simple, and one that we are all responsible for. We can all play a vital role, one household at a time, through HumiSoil. HumiSoil produces a product that uses less water, no fertilizer needed, and will produce 100% organic fruits, vegetables, and flowers, all while storing CO2.
I remember digging my hands into this pile of material. It was clean, it smelt rich, it smelt like the earth, and it made me feel good. It is such a revolutionary product. To be able to replace fertiliser, to be able to not have any kind of chemical impact on the earth going forward, to be able to grow clean, healthy food for future generations.
We want to make sure that we get HumiSoil in every household across the nation and every Caribbean island.
There is no other process converting organics that doesn't have a net carbon emission. Everywhere, in any type of soil, in any altitude, in any climate, in any temperature, in any weather.
Sustainability in its finest, bringing together technology, taking waste that normally would be releasing carbons in the atmosphere and taking everything back within itself, creating life. That's sustainability for our future.
How many people are there in the world now? Billions. We are a small team of people. We're not going to be able to do that, to achieve any kind of change, to engage and empower unless we all do it together. I think that if we continue in the same path that we're going, then we can correct a lot of the damage that's been done in the past. We'll be able to ensure that at the very least, this generation has done its best to make sure that the next couple of generations enjoy life.
Can we learn to bring the ground back to life? The answer is yes. The solution is heading to a garden center near you.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
This is your Secure Privacy and Security segment with CEO of Sekur, Alain Ghiai. So our weekly hack topic is about Google. Google says hackers could silently own your phone until Samsung fixes its modems. There's something called Project Zero. Google's team has found some big problems in many of Samsung's devices. Now, Alain, don't you have a Samsung?
I do. Actually, somebody else sent me another article about the Samsung S23s or some others. You know, these updates are frequent, and I'm going to give some kudos to Google because they're always on top of trying to find these vulnerabilities. If you have an Android, not every Android device is going to be the same. I'm going to basically say that Samsung, according to what's out there research, is the top brand that you can have for an Android. So in this case, it's a modem. I'm not familiar with their modem, but definitely there's vulnerabilities. And one of the things is always about how when you use your phone and you download applications and you have to give your phone number, and that's how people get in.
Right. And so I noticed that Sekur doesn't require inputting your phone number for anything, especially applications. So why do companies ask for your number, and why does Sekur do it better?
That's a great question. So companies ask for your phone number because then they have that data. Remember, 99% of all applications out there are selling your data because they make extra money. They also, if you looked at some of these messaging applications, somebody sends you an image, it records it on your phone. You'll have it on your image file or something. It's just by default. So the phone number thing is great, but then it also gives access to malicious hackers. It's a huge issue. The other thing is that when they have your phone number, a lot of these free applications, can do these referral things. So you have your address book synchronized, and then everybody can get a text, hey, I'm using this app, why don't you click and download it? And it's essentially to grow like mushrooms exponentially the user base. And it's important to grow your user base because users have a certain value. And I think I read the other day that big tech and hyperscaler, the big companies essentially make about $150 billion a year selling your information. So it's a valuable info. That's why we don't ask for your phone number, because we don't want your hackers to go in your phone, and we don't sell or rent your information. That's critical, not to have to ask somebody's phone number, because that's the biggest flaw right away. So that's one of the protection that we offer, whether you download the application for Messenger, for secure mail, or for the new VPN that we're about to launch.
Well, that's very reassuring. So thank you for for that. So yes, you mentioned the VPN. Congratulations. You recently launched that. Talk to us about that. And I believe there is a discount code for our viewers out there.
Yes, so the VPN is going to be a multiple IP address in Switzerland only, because again, we have our own infrastructure. We do not use hyperscalers, which are the big tech hosting companies. They have hundreds of locations. If you ever see a VPN that says we have 100 locations, they're using one of the main three big tech, because nobody has multi-million-dollar per location to host a VPN. So that's going to be a very private, highly encrypted VPN system. We also don't offer any kind of antivirus or anything, because when VPNs do that, they sell your data to a third party. They basically group a bunch of services, and then everybody has your info. So if you go to sekurvpn.com, SEKURVPN.com, you can basically reserve your name, you put your email, and be on a queue to get 60% off the yearly package. So for $28 a year, for the next 2 years, you can have the most private VPN out there, highly encrypted, and we're launching April 7. I'm very excited. I've been using it nonstop. It's fantastic. It's so easy to use. You just download, click on a thing, and you're done. Now that's for a VPN. For other services, our email and our messenger, you can put promo code privacy. If you go to secure.com, you put your information, your credit card, it'll ask if you have a promo code, and you get 15% off for the next 5 years. So that's an amazing deal. So you're more than welcome to use it, give it to your friends, family, colleagues, whoever.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on that launch. And again, always learning so much from you about how to keep our data private. Thank you so much, Alain. We look forward to speaking with you again next week.
Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, everyone, for watching us.